Hello guys, and welcome to Imola for another weekend here in this Formula B career mode. This is going to be the fourth race weekend of the season. I believe we have 7 altogether, and we're just going to be waiting for all the AI cars here to get a good half lap head start on us. That should give us some clean air for a decent qualifying time. Hopefully, let's just find the right camera here, and we are just about ready to go. As you can see, the rain is coming down here in this qualifying session, and it'll be interesting to see just how that plays out. Most of the practice laps I did was in the dry, so racing in wet conditions here on Imola is definitely going to be news to me. We've done a couple of laps so far here. We are currently sitting as 6th on the grid, but I feel that we have the potential to move even higher than that if we can just hit that perfect lap here. This Tamburello section has been giving me grief all weekend here, as has the Villeneuve chicane as we come into the second turn here. Has really been causing me grief. You know, I'm running wide quite a bit there, and as you can see, I was almost into the gravel bed there too, and that's been happening for me a lot here. Seemingly I can't seem to hit the correct setup, or at least the right way to take the bend there, so I guess it's all going to be down to practice. But so far sitting 6th on the grid here, hoping to improve on that. Like I said here, racing in the wets on Imola is definitely news to me. I am out on the intermediate tire right now. That seems to be given sufficient grip here, even though, as you can see, there is we have some standing water on at least parts of the track here, but seemingly as long as we stay on the racing line here, or what I perceive to be the racing line anyways, things are working out just fine here, as we are currently a little bit down on our best time so far, so hopefully we're going to be able to improve on that P6 there. Let's just see what happens when we come out on the main straight here, just flicking on the curves just to get that last top speed out of the car and hopefully get a decent time out of that. 1:33.318, that is good enough for 3rd on the grid for tomorrow's race, and we are going to be leaving it at that. As you can see, the rain is intensified here, and I don't think we're going to be able to improve on that. So starting 3rd on the grid for tomorrow's race, Jose Vasquez is on pole. Eric Raufusch is starting directly ahead of us there. I'm not really sure what happened to our teammate there, Daniel Clayton. I don't see him anywhere in the top 10. Usually he's pretty fast, so I wonder what happened to him there, as he starts way down in P14 and definitely did not have a good qualifying session. So here we are in perfect sunny conditions on race day, starting 3rd on the grid. Just about ready to get off the line here, just waiting for the green light. And we're off. We don't get the greatest start there. Somebody dives down the inside of us. I'm not really sure who that is. That is Jean-Baptiste Segault, who was starting in P4. We have someone trying to sneak down the inside of us there. Have to take the inside line, close the door. They're almost touching wheels with Jean-Baptiste, but no damage there, and not really sure whether or not there was in fact contact, but certainly we came pretty close. Coming through the Villeneuve chicane here, taking things very easy. We did not want to run wide here and lose all contact with the top 3 runners there. We have somebody trying to go down the inside of the P1 car. I'm not really sure who's in P1 and P2 at the moment, but as you can see, as that P1 spot is hotly contested at the moment. Maybe one of these guys is going to make a mistake that'll allow us to take advantage of that, but at the moment it's all going to be about staying as close as we possibly can. Wait for a moment here. Project cars, obviously it's a whole different experience when it comes to overtaking than what you might be used to if you played the F1 series. There's not a whole lot of dive bombing going on in this particular game. If you try that, you're most likely going to end up off track and into the wall, so that's a good way to end your race. So right now it's just going to be stay close, take it easy, wait for a window of opportunity, and then make it count when we have the chance. Coming through the last turn here onto the finishing straight, we get a decent exit, pretty good exit in fact, so we're going to be flicking on the curves here, see if we can't catch Jean-Baptiste Segault there and possibly pass him here on the straight as we have to shift from inside to outside. He does a great job of defending his position there, and there's nothing we can do about that. We need to back out of that one, else we're going to end up on the grass, and there's no telling where that's going to take us. So still in P4 here on lap 2. Jumping right ahead to lap 4 here out of 31 laps. We are still running in 4th position. We have a half a second gap down to the P5 car of Luke Bristow. We've actually lost contact with the top 3 runners there. As you can see, we're about 2 seconds down on them right now, and it's not that we've been off track or anything like that. It's just that we've had a couple of laps here where we were about half a second off the pace, and basically that's all it really takes for you to lose a couple seconds here. Jumping ahead to lap 7 here, we have the number 3 and number 2 car coming in to make their mandatory pit stop. And like I've said earlier in the series, the AI has a nasty habit of pitting very early in these races. And I'm not really sure whether or not it makes them suffer on their tires late in the race. I haven't really seen anything to that effect, but we are into P2 at the moment. Jumping ahead to lap 9 here, still running in P2, trying to catch Jose Vasquez, who's been leading the race right from the get-go. And we've actually managed to chop off about a full second of his lead there over the last couple of laps. I think he was almost about 4 seconds ahead of us at one point, and he's just above 2 seconds right now. And obviously we have sections on this track where we are going to be dramatically faster than him, and he's going to have sections where he's pulling away from us. Jumping ahead to lap 10 one more time, coming out on the finishing straight. Jose Vasquez now moving into the pits to make his mandatory pit stop, and that leaves us in P1 at least temporarily, as we still need to come in to make our mandatory pit stop.
Nice one, that was the fastest lap of the race.
Jumping ahead to lap 14, the time has come for us to make our mandatory pit stop here, as we have just about half of the race to go, so this seems like the right time to change tires. Hopefully we're going to make our tires last as long as we can here, and hopefully some of the AI guys who went into pit really early are going to start to feel the wear on their tires as we come close to the end here later on, maybe just taking a little bit off their lap times there. Couple of cars passing us out there on the main straight. This pit lane is just infuriatingly long. It just feels like watching grass grow when you're trying to rejoin the races. We rejoin the track here in P5, and I guess that makes sense as the current P1 car has not been in to make his pit stop yet. Jumping ahead to lap 17 here, the guy in P1 has been in to make his pit stop, as we are now up into P4, which is exactly how things were before everybody started making their pit stops. So I guess all in all, we've lost a couple of seconds there to the P3 car. That is still Jean-Baptiste Segaud. He's about 3.5 seconds up. So I guess when you add it all up, we may have lost about 2 seconds there after the pit stops. Jumping ahead to lap 20, I'm not sure whether or not you can make it out right now, but we have a few drops of water here landing on the visor, and that would indicate that we are going to have a wet spell here at Imola with about 11 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see just how bad it's actually going to get, whether or not it's going to stay like this and we can stay out on the dry compound, or whether or not it's going to be so bad that we have to go in and make the switch to either intermediates or full wet tires. Jumping ahead to lap 21 here, as you can see, it doesn't really appear as though the rain has intensified in any big way, but still, Jean-Baptiste Segaud has gone into the pits to presumably change to either intermediates or wet tires there. But as you can see still, I mean, it's not like we're seeing any sort of heavy rain here, and we still have the sun out, and it's not like it's completely overcast in any way, so I'm not really sure what to expect here. Coming through the Villeneuve chicane here, the grip on the track has definitely deteriorated in quite a big way here as we run very, very wide here in the left-hander, and Luke Bristow, the number 4 car there, is going to dive down the inside of us there. We lose the back end coming out of the turn and have to nurse the car back on the track here as we are pretty much driving on soap right now. I'm not sure whether or not the track is that wet or whether or not it's just lost a lot of temperature here over the last couple of laps, because on just one lap, this track has become completely undrivable on the dry compound here, and We need to come into the pits and fit a set of intermediates there. We almost lose the back end, drifting all the way through the turn there. This is, oh my God, the car's all over the place there. And yes, we lose it and need to switch it into reverse and nurse it back onto the track there. We're losing a lot of positions right now. We're into P5 currently. And don't forget, the Jean-Baptiste Segaud actually went into pit. And he's still right behind us right now. He's running in P7. We lose the car one more time. This is just like driving on soap. Oh my God, did we stay out for one lap too many. Way down into P7 here, and we still have a pit stop to make. Oh my God, this is gonna get ugly. And finally coming into the pits here, we're gonna make the switch to intermediates.
One of the wheel nuts is jammed. We're just trying to fix it. Stay cool.
Yeah, sure, why not? It's not like things are gonna get any worse anyway. Way down into P12 right now. People are coming into pit. And like I said, we're going to be making the switch to the intermediate tires here. They seem to do very well for us in the qualifying session, where we seem to have heavier rain than what we're seeing right now. So going on instinct here, I'm guessing that the intermediate tires are the ones that we're going to need. It doesn't seem like the rain is bad enough for full wets at this point. And one more time, trying to exit from this excruciatingly long pit lane here. We are way down into P15 at the moment, but some of these guys have to come into pits soon, so hopefully we can make up a few positions there. Jumping ahead to lap 23. Well, it doesn't really seem that our switch to intermediates has done us any good at all, and I'm not sure what's the matter with this particular compound, whether or not the track is not wet enough yet, or whether we went into switch too early. I mean, our dry tires, we were all over the shop on those, so I'm not really sure what's going on at the moment, but again, we're having all sorts of trouble here. We are way down into P20 as we've been off track again, losing all kinds of positions here, and things are just turning from bad to even worse. I'm not sure what to do right now. And we're just going to be biting the bullet here and are going to go in and make the switch to full wets, because apparently that's what we need in these conditions here. I'm not really sure how you're going to be making this out usually in this particular game, because obviously, like I said, the rainy conditions that we had during qualifying seemed a lot worse than what we're seeing right now, and we were just fine on intermediates during qualifying, but apparently that's not enough for the race here. So we have to bite the bullet, like I said, go in to make the switch here to full wets. We are way down in 20th. I think we're actually about to be lapped by the front runners here, and if that is so, oh my God, how embarrassing can this become? Jeez, and this is going out on YouTube. Oh my God. Rejoining the track here, dead last, a lap down, and things are just going to get worse from here, I guess. But anyways, looking at the track here, it appears that the way our lap times are handling right now, the way the car's handling right now, it seemed that the wet compound was definitely the right choice. I'm just not sure how you decide whether or not the conditions are for intermediates or for full wets, because by the looks of things here, it doesn't really look that bad. I mean, you got the spray from the car in front, obviously, but you still have the sun out on track on different spots, and it's not like the sky is completely overcast or anything like that. So obviously this is going to take some getting used to. So there you have it, boys. Absolute dead last here at Imola, the main race. As you can see there, Jose Vasquez taking the win ahead of Eric Raufusch, and Jean-Baptiste Segaud rounding off the podium in third. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more Project Cars action, and I'll be seeing you soon enough. Bye-bye.